Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. Things are looking good for the cryptocurrency sector. At 38,000, Bitcoin is unable to break the 40,000 barrier, Ethereum is barely over 2,000 XRP, and XRP is now holding steady at 61 cents, putting it in 5th place. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to wager against the cryptocurrency market. Things can become wild quickly if a Bitcoin ETF passes muster this time around. By March or April, we can be prepared to go all out. The worrying issue is that, for the time being at least, our fate is somewhat in the hands of the SEC. Will they do the right thing and approve this? On the other hand, will they put the problem off for a bit? They won't be able to put things off much, in my opinion. In my opinion, a Bitcoin ETF is essential for the future. However, we would like that this round not be rejected. Because if we do the math, the prices will, in all likelihood, go down slightly, not catastrophic, but certainly an opportunity waiting to be seized. However, your key players certainly seem determined to complete this task. Regular meetings between BlackRock and the SEC allow them to fine-tune that product. Here, it appears that it might actually take place. This paper is fascinating, and it's crucial reading for anyone trying to make sense of RippleNet SEC. As the SEC Ripple case heats up, regulatory storm clouds are beginning to gather. Attempting to devise a solution is what we're now doing in the discovery phase. Therefore, it is clear that discovery pertaining to remedies will provide the parties with further information necessary for a settlement. Since there has been no settlement, the matter will not proceed to appeals. But the question remains, how much should we pay in the end to rectify these violations? The court would then issue a punishment ruling in light of the arguments given if they are unable to do so, as we can see. I seriously doubt that the RippleNet SEC will agree on any monetary figures, and I thought this was going to happen anyhow. Thus, the matter will likely be remanded to the judge by the SEC, who will likely wish to convey a message. On the other hand, Ripple might benefit from precedent. Rules of law will likely work against the SEC and in favor of Ripple, as previously said. The reason behind this is that a Supreme Court ruling limited the SEC's authority to oversee XRP sales to institutional investors in the United States, which amounted to 770 million violations. However, consider how many occurred within American borders. I would have thought Ripple was pretty much the same when they mentioned that Brett and Chris had sales of over 90% coming from outside the country. However, the outcome of this situation remains uncertain. If that's the case, Ripple will show us institutional investors the money they made from selling XRP, which might be a significant portion of what they have to pay. This is how we sold the US, so they'll have to track down those specific sales. That's all you have to show for your claim. Additionally, Ripple breaks out all of the costs associated with selling XRP to institutional investors like us so that we can calculate the net profit. The point is, they can't let themselves be discouraged by the lack of revenues. They spent 100 million of the 200 million that they brought in. Well, that will reduce the amount that the SEC can collect in the end. Remember that we just finished a case where the court ruled that in order to receive these enormous settlement sums, the party claiming damages must first prove that there were damages. You know, we'll find out as things progress, but it probably won't be close to 770 million. And when all is all said and done, it might be a pitiful sum. Gary Gensler should have resolved this long ago, in my opinion. However, he is interested in seeing how the courts would handle the situation. We learned this, and it was very favorable to us. Roll no, Paul is trying to tell us, it doesn't get any harder. Be careful and use heavy hitter, premium cryptos, it's worth the wait. We should not be alarmed if we observe a sell-off, since this indicates a certain amount of volatility, such behavior is expected. No big deal, that's just crypto. Where we're going is clear to us in the end. Furthermore, I believe the next major bull run is approaching rapidly. Plus, it might be completely new to us. There will undoubtedly be boom and bust cycles, but this might be the final one of its type. However, the current trajectory may not be sustainable, particularly considering the potential impact of traditional finance on this asset class. With their help, this asset class might potentially weather the storms better than before. Recently, Ronaldo has come to light. He is facing lawsuits related to an NFT collection he introduced as part of a campaign with Binance. He is facing a $1 billion lawsuit. Let me tell you something. To be honest, I have no idea how much weight this lawsuit actually has. You should be aware that anybody could sue you for any sum and for any reason. Indeed, we are aware of that. Now here's the rub. It seems like everyone wants to get into crypto and NFTs and all that nonsense. However, the rules aren't crystal clear, and it opens you up significantly. Even though Ronaldo is certain to win, I still think he'll lose. $1 billion in litigation is something he would rather avoid. Such a suit is unflattering. Because of this, adoption of this space will be delayed until certain issues are resolved. After all, you wouldn't expect an NFT to get you there. But they say he promised NFTs and never delivered. They have just suffered significant losses. To me, it doesn't make any sense that they could have lost close to $1 billion. I think this will either be dismissed or settled for a minor sum of money, but we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. Once again, only time will tell, but this is a new asset class that could land you in trouble, even if you own NFTs. As of right now, we don't know. Right now, this is terrifying. We are currently witnessing this in the United States. There are $684 billion in unrealized losses at U.S. banks right now. This is due to the fact that many of the loans they have extended are currently non-existent. These days, interest rates are significantly higher than they were in the past. You should know that nobody is interested in purchasing your 3% mortgage. Everyone tells you not to worry about it because you'll be fine as long as you keep that maturity note. That, unfortunately, is true for many things in life. Assuming you can persevere until you reach maturity, you should be fine. When we saw the housing crisis, if people just made their payment on their mortgage to maturity, hey, no problem, you pay your house off. Unfortunately, though, selling assets for cash is a common necessity for many people. And when you're sitting on losses like this, it can be catastrophic. So I don't know if we're out of the woods here yet to telling us everything's gonna be fine. But those are some significant losses sitting on those books. And if they're they're forced that they had to start liquidating assets for any reason? Well, they're gonna start realizing those losses in a big way. And it could cause a bunch of turmoil in markets. Only time will tell how that plays out. This is the newest bit of FUD, and I know a lot of people on my channel you don't like Bitcoin, but now you know, every Bitcoin payment, use a swimming pool of water, they always come up with some wacky stat. And, I'll tell you this, if you invest based on this kind of junk, you're going to lose. Just ignore all of these kinds of Bitcoin funds or cryptos used for criminals, or Bitcoin's gonna use all the water, like it's a bunch of nonsense, and just someone dreaming up some new thing. It means absolutely nothing. Now, last thing I see here, this article, why Bitcoin could have a bull run in 2024 and reach a new all-time high. I was thinking later 2024, early 2025. But we may be ahead of schedule. I've never been one to be able to call the end of a bull run or, the beginning of it for that either. So we'll hang in there and see how this plays out. Sure, seems we are ready to rock and roll now. We know eventually, and probably sooner than later, is going to happen, so I'm not too worried about the timing. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying green. Anytime prices are up, things are green. That's a good time, so we'll see it play out. Let me know what you think down below. And as always, please like, please subscribe. See you later, bye.